right?
Right.
Who's excited about the new year? All right. Let somebody talk about what you're excited about. Stand up and tell us what you're excited about. Somebody. What are you excited about, Rebecca?
How much growth and expansion, how many more people we're gonna get to add to the team, how many more customers we're gonna get to help, how many more divisions we're gonna add on. I mean, that's just barely scraping the top of it, right?
Right.
So,
Who else?
What excited me was 1 year ago when we were sitting down planning what we were gonna do for this upcoming year. We were really excited, we were very motivated, and then sitting in the same place 1 year from that day, we accomplished 3 times the amount. So what excites me is that what we planned is very obtainable, and with this team, there's no doubt that we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Can you share that statistic that you?
Yeah, Ilya.
Yeah, Ilya.
Yeah, Ilya.
That rocked my meeting world that day.
So I went to the meeting with, Gulf Coast meeting last Monday, and then Frankie said, hey, last year this time there was $665,000 in revenue, and this year was 17.5 million. That's 2,600% growth. Mary asked me, hey, how would you describe this company? And I said, like a growth stock. It's really like a growth stock. It's like, I'm so excited about it, I'm like jacked up.
That's right. John, what you excited about?
I'm excited because I know that we're gonna do $100 million in the first 6 months of 2000.
Okay.
I'm excited
Okay.
because God has His hand supernaturally, and we have no idea the anointing that's on this place. We're getting ready to blow the walls off this place.
Pascal, what you excited about? She's just excited to be here.
I'm excited to be here.
Ask her at lunch.
Benny, what are you excited about?
You know, when I started with this company, you know, we talked briefly a little bit a couple times. I went to an office in Ocala, and all I saw was a folding table and a computer on it. You know, I didn't know what I was walking into.
We still got folding tables.
Yes, sir. But if you look how far we came within that 1 year and how we became a family and how we value each other and our experience and concern about each other. When we say we love each other, it's not just a hypothetical thing we do. We
Come
actually
on,
wanna
Benny,
see
come
everybody
on!
go. So I'm telling you, what his vision is the same vision I have. And if you don't go on and you don't follow that vision, guess what? You're just sitting in the weeds. You got to get in the weeds and go.
That's right.
And you know what? I thank you for giving us where we are,
Yes.
and I want to go further.
Dan, what you excited about?
I'm excited about all the things we're gonna do for our employees, the point system, the insurance coming up.
Can't spill the beans, man. Oh, he's like, well, I like it, Sam, I like it. Let's go, Sam.
Pumped up, excited. Liz, what you excited about?
The growth of, personally, actually, my personal growth and the growth of my team, see how far we can, to know how far we can go, and further.
Give it up for Liz. Wagner, what you excited about?
I'm excited about to be part of this big family because we are family. That's true. I'm in love with Set on My Solar.
Say it, I want to hear it.
I'm in love with Set on My Solar. This is a company where all your dream can be true. It's not. It's true. Your dream can be true here in this company. There is no way not to be excited. I'm excited and about
No way to be not excited.
everything we have done till now, and I can imagine where we're going to the top.
Yes.
So
Come on.
I'm super excited, and the best part is I know for sure that God is with us.
Boom.
Tracy, what you excited about?
Yeah, Trace.
Come on.
Come on, boo.
You invited us to come here, how excited everybody is.
thought it'd be some beer.
No,
Not
no
ready.
way.
It's one of those days, guys.
Bring it on.
Where's the fish?
Mike said not today.
It's gonna be the day, guys.
I'm not fine.
Mike, what you excited about?
Yeah, I've worked some other jobs in my life, and I'm just excited about this group of people. Seriously, I'm not just saying that. I mean, when I was sitting there this weekend at dinner, just smiling, looking around, everybody having a good time, it's really nice to be able to work with not only some personal friends, but some new friends I've made, and I really like the clique we got going.
Hey.
And I see us going further.
Mary, what are you excited about?
Come on, Maya.
Well, all of what you guys have said, but, you know, a year ago.
She started a little well.
A year ago, Frankie asked me, what's our purpose here? Is there any direction? What's the point of it? And the answer is endless. There's so many faces and reasons and dreams. There's no one answer. And I'm excited to add on to that, thousands of dreams. I seriously want stadiums packed out with more of you guys. That's what I look forward to.
Yeah, she did.
Alright, who else? Robin, what are you excited about?
I am excited about the people. Frankie.
Are you crying on it?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Sorry, we're gonna cry today.
Just let it out.
Let it out.
Permission for tears. We're gonna cry today.
He knew from the beginning that this was about people, and we really have impacted people's lives. Our own, and then all these other people. And sitting there Saturday, surrounded by so many talented people that I admire, I'm just so proud of the group of people we brought together and the way we've changed their lives for the better.
Yeah?
Fish.
Alright. The whole time I thought we were selling solar. Somebody gotta fix it up. What's going on? Somebody's like, I thought I was coming to a solar meeting. Troy, what are you excited about?
I am excited about what Vinny posted today on the line with the truck. Where's he at? Where's
I'm right here, brother.
Oh yeah. I remember when we first started, I said we're gonna have we'll have to carry our money by wheelbarrows. Vinny posted today.
We made t-shirts.
We'd have to carry it out by trucks, and I
Our
thought
trucks.
the reason I said wheelbarrows because I thought $1 million or a couple $1 million fits in a wheelbarrow. Most people don't know that. But
Right.
A couple million. But a truck is right. And then he said a fleet of trucks this morning. But yeah, money is great, but the byproduct I think we have with everybody's relationships is really the big payoff. It's the payoff that you're making investments in multi-generational wealth. It's like, I remember Robin when she was this little 19-year-old girl at a place called Accent Marketing, and her and Mike. No offense, but they used to be friends. They were a little closer than friends back then. But anyway, long story short, you think about the 20 years that's evolved, and the town that we live in, and just all the people, and then of course Zephyr Hills has grown quite a bit too.
Yeah.
But, it's just knowing that Robin has a house, and Frank. That's one of the things he says. Never owned, nobody in my family ever owned that, didn't know I was gonna own a house. And I know it's insignificant to a lot of people. I've owned several houses. That's not the point. The point is you're making people generational. That house probably gonna be his sons one day.
Yeah.
And your sons, and because as we grow, we're gonna be more prosperous. We're gonna probably leave our kids a house, probably. So it's just a generational wealth. If you can see the future, into the future, accomplish what we did in a year versus, next year. That's I hope y'all get rested up. I mean, seriously.
Oh my God. I haven't slept in a year, but it's fine.
I've seen a lot of personal growth, like with Robin too. I mean, Robin, and she used to be a lot more, I guess for lack of a better word, a lot more demure and quiet. And well, I mean, just like she had a lot of anxiety. She still does a little bit.
Who are you talking about, Robin?
Well, I've known her for a long time, so I know.
Same chick that swears like a sailor.
Oh, I know. But what is it, you know, she's changed. But a lot of people have changed. They've grown, and you've seen the growth in the year of people and places. Even Frank. I mean, you know, I remember when Frank, bless his heart, he was in Village Inn, and we had a meeting, and hadn't heard from him, and I knew he had some challenges because. You know, it's a small town, you know what I mean? We live in a small town. People are pretty transparent in whether they like it or not. And then my heart went out to him, and, you know, we went to work for Vivint, and, you know, we had some struggles there, and no more Puerto Rican women in his life, thank God for that. Nothing against Puerto Rican women. Nothing against Puerto Rican women. But, hey, he ain't Puerto Rican. Hey, listen, Puerto Rican women are great, but not with Frank. Frank and Puerto Rican don't mix. I'm sorry, you know?
Bring it home.
The part I tried to make is, when he was sleeping in his car, I know when he was sleeping in his car, and he called, you know, and said, hey man, anybody can help me, I'm broke down on, you know, 301, got no gas in my car. I mean, I was so grateful that I could be there to help him, and that's the kind of mindset I think has continued to last with him, and just to be part of that seed that was planted. You know, you never know when you recruit a person what can become of them. And it's not my story, but it's Frank's story, but it started with the guy that helped another guy out that cared enough about almost a complete stranger, really. I mean, we really didn't know each other a lot back then, but because I cared enough about another human being, this is what happened. That seed was planted over a year ago. So, you know, and that makes sense to a lot of people. So that's what I'm excited about.
Whites over here, hand out some papers. All right, pretty dramatic. All right, so everybody got a marker. You're right. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna draw a line right down the middle of the paper. Okay. In case you need to know, this is what it looks like.
Okay.
Oh, I turned it the other way.
That's why you should pay attention. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect.
It really does.
Right? Okay. On the left side, so be on this side, you're going to put 2018. Right? Right here. Just like that. Left side. And on the right side, you're going to put 2019. Okay? Now guys, I want you to take a moment and I want you to write and focus on 2018. And I want you to focus on some items that you can list, at least 3 or more, you can do more if you want, but at least 3 things that you want to leave behind in 2018. At least 3 things. You can name it with one word, or if you got to use several words, that's fine. There's no actual set of rules here. But just list a few things that you want to leave behind, right? Anything that you don't want to take with you to the new year needs to be underneath 2018. List at least 3 things. Something that means something to you that you definitely need to leave behind. I hope you guys don't mind. We're going to get a little real here, okay? We're going to get deep. We're going to get real. We're going to put it on paper. This is significant, guys. When you take it from your head and your heart and you put it on paper, things start to happen. I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be a powerful moment in this room before we leave today. But you guys got to participate. You got to act on it. You got to dig it up, right? You might feel a certain emotion. I went through this practice last night, this morning, and it really stirred me up. All right? That's all right. Go ahead, get deep with it, right? Say, Frank, what you doing to me? Well, we're going somewhere. Trust me, we're always going somewhere, and where we're going is better than where we've been, right? Work this out. Write it out. There's some losses that you guys have picked up. There's some things that you went through. There's some feelings that you had. There's some hurts that came about. There's some struggles that you've been going through. How many people in here, just by a raise of your hand, you got some stuff you would love to leave behind? Look here. Guess what? What does that mean? We're not alone, right? This is important, guys. This is not about sales. This is not about solar. This is about people, right? And if we're going to be better people to go to another level, we got to do some things that sometimes seem so weird and so uncomfortable to get there. Trust me, where we're going is going to require us to give our best. Because there's other people who need the same thing that you're going through right now, that you figured out and you're going through so you can get better, right? So list those things, guys. I'm gonna give you guys a couple more moments. This is the real deal, man. You ain't gonna get no better than this right here. You're not gonna go no place today on a Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. and find a place where you can actually dump some shit and pick up some new stuff. How many people are excited about the new stuff?
Yeah.
Now let's get excited about 2019, right? Let's channel in some things. Right now in our head and our heart, let's write down a couple things in the column of 2019. Name a few things that you're excited about embracing, you're looking forward to, right? You can name them by one name, label them by one name, or you can list a whole list. You can get detailed. 2019 can only be what you make it. And this is the beginning of making 2019 a better year, a better place, a better situation to the next level. If you can't get it from your head to the pen on the paper, then I can't imagine how you're going to make it happen. It starts with making a small action towards that goal and towards that dream and towards those things that you want to see happen. List a few things on that 2019 column that you're looking forward to, that you want to see happen. This can be personal, this can be broad. It doesn't matter. If you want to see it happen, put it on that list. Some of you guys need to be stretched a little bit and pushed a little bit, right? Some of you have shared how you didn't imagine being where you're at right now. Now I want you to 10x that. I want you to double that up. I want you to triple that up. I want you to think about, hey, I didn't think I'd be here. Use that same possibility and write some things down. Wagner talked about this is a place where your dreams can come true. You can only let your dreams come true if you believe that and you act on it. And it starts right here with the list of things. I know it seems like a simple, tedious task, but I promise you it starts with actually putting it on paper. And if you can put it on paper, then you can see it happen. I promise you, if you can put it on paper, then you can see it happen. People are still writing, guys. I know this seems crazy, but some things are happening right now, transitioning from your head, from your heart to the piece of paper, and you're getting closer to making that happen, whatever you listed. You're closer to making that happen, more closer than you were before you got in this room this morning. And that's what should excite you, is because you're actually making a move towards your goals and your dreams. And that move was as simple as writing it down on paper, but you did it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Who's with me this morning? We're going to take a journey, and some of you might shed a tear or two. You guys might feel a certain way. That's all right. But we're going to, when we get done today, I promise you, when we step out of this room today, we're going to be a group of people that feel a certain way and have a certain excitement and have some passion. But we're going to have some purpose, because as we step into the new year, I promise you, our assignment is going to be different. So when you look at that different mountain that we got to climb, none of you should be afraid, and none of you should sit back and say, well, what is this? Because we're ready to go, right? We're ready to go, right?
Yep.
So you got the paper there, and you got it in two. That's all right. Come on. That's right. You have full permission to cry in this room today. Man, when I started thinking about the thing I wanted to share this morning, man, I went through so many emotions. And this is, I don't know what this is all about, but all I know is we got to do this, right? So we got this paper, and what I want you to do so we can make this happen as smooth as possible is I want you to take it and I want you to fold it in two. Do your best to fold it down the line. So you got two spots. Fold it real good with a nice crease down the middle. You guys are going to say, I should have known when Frank was going to talk. I shouldn't wear no mascara. Hey, but you know what? This is a place that you can have emotion. This is not just any company. We've never said we're going to just be a company that's like everybody else. That's what makes us special. That's what makes this the real deal. We're the real deal. You know what? Because we're a bunch of imperfect people trying to make something happen in the world today. Hey, who's with me on that? Come on.
Yeah.
This is not the same thing, man. We ain't trying to be the same. We're trying to be something different. We're trying to be a light in a dark place, man. We're trying to help people change their lives. That's what we've already done. That's what we're going to keep doing, right? That's what we're made of, right? You might think we put solar panels on people's houses. No, we do a lot more than that, right? So we fold this in two. And you got your 2018, you got your 2019, and do your best. I want you to rip it right down the middle without ripping it up. I need both sides. You need both sides. So do your best. Rip it down the middle. Right? You need both sides. Both sides are important, guys. All right. So hold on to 2019, and I want you to take a look at 2018 all by itself. And I want you to take a journey down that list that you have. And I'm not trying to make you feel a certain way, but you're probably going to feel a certain way. You got to go through each step and each point that you have on 2018. I want you to feel those moments. I want you to feel those moments. I want you to go back to those days, and I know they might be hard, but there's something about those moments that make what you're about to do work. How many people are feeling some of those feelings that you had in those moments? Anybody? Okay. Now I want you to switch papers, and I want you to go back to 2019. Frank, what you doing to us today? Not me. This is life. 2019. I want you to look through every one of those moments and every one of those points, every one of those goals, every one of those dreams. I want you to think about what it would feel like to achieve those things. Come on, guys. I want you to muster up the emotion, guys. What it would feel like to have those experiences. What it would feel like to know that you can win in that way. What it would feel like to know that you can help somebody out. What it would feel like to know that your finances are at a different level. What it would feel like to be able to share. Come on, man. Some of you guys are holding back. Stop it. Because when you leave this door today, what's on 2018's side of the sheet is not going with you. Come on, stop holding back. You are free to be you today, this morning. And anybody got something to say about it, they got a door right there. You can go right out of it. This is a safe place. This is where we're going to make things happen. Success is about living real life.
Yes, sir.
Not about all this craziness and all these trophies, ribbon cuttings, and all these accolades. Success is about living real life. That's what success is. And if we really want to go to the next level, we got to take some things and leave it behind. And that's what this is about. Come on, I want you to look at 2019. And I want you to try to muster up the best emotion that you got to feel every one of those things happen. I want you to know what it feels like. I want you to put it in your brain. I know you say, well, it's not happened yet. That's all right. Use your imagination. The high fives and the hugs that you're going to give. The strangers that were strangers then, now, but they're friends today. Come on. The family members that you impact. Come on, guys. The rooms that are full of people wanting what you got. Experience that right now. I want you to feel those emotions right now through this list. Oh, you know this is good when the cameramen are crying. Come on now. This ain't me. This is the real deal right here. This is real life. Now do me a favor. I want you to go back to 2018 one more time. God dang it. If anybody is done with what's on this list in 2018, I want you to stand to your feet. I want you to take what's on 2019. I want you to turn it over to the side and put it on the seat that you just sat up from. If you don't got a seat, find a place to set it down. And right now, we're just going to deal with 2018 all by itself. How many people, it was hard to feel some of those emotions? How many people felt that? Today is your day. I want you to repeat that. Today is my day. That I leave, these things behind. Now listen, I want you to fold it up, rip it up, crumble it up, whatever you want to do. And I want you to hold it with both hands in the middle of your chest. You say, well, this sounds so tedious and so foolish. That's all right. Sometimes you just follow where you got to go, and sometimes just by following, you're going to end up in a place that probably we're going to help you out, right? Now, I strategically have placed a trash can right up here. And anybody who wants to get rid of what's on that paper, I want you to come up here one by one and get rid of it. And trust me, when that trash leaves today, it will be not just thrown away, it'll be burned. Who wants to throw it away today?
Yeah.
Come on. Some of you guys need to throw it away quick. Get rid of it.
You gotta do it yourself.
Get rid of it.
You gotta do it yourself. Get out.
I'm trying. Get rid of it. Come on, guys. You guys are stepping towards the goals of 2019. Because you're letting go of what happened that you wasn't supposed to happen, you didn't want to happen in 2018. Somebody turn the music up. Come on. We're still in this moment. Come on, this moment is not over. This moment is not over. Come on, guys. Some of you guys are letting go of things that you thought, hey, you thought would never leave you. Today's the day. Come on. I want you to take a glance again at 2019 and the things you wrote down. Do me a favor, as you glance at it, just put it to the side for just a moment. I got a couple things I want to share with you. I know it may seem insignificant to write some things on a piece of paper and tear it up and throw it away, but really, when you start moving in any direction that's further away from what you were in to where you want to go, man, and I'm telling you right now, things start to happen. There's something that happens, and you can you describe it however you want to describe it, but something happens. How many people felt something lift off of it?
Oh,
Huh?
yeah.
So I guess I'm the only crazy one, huh? Something happens. 2019 is right there in front of you. You took a glance at it again. You guys are excited. We can get excited about 2019 because we're hopeful for the new things, for the better things, right? We're hopeful for the new accomplishments, the new levels of life and success that we can achieve. And I know all of us in here are pretty well able to muster up the appropriate enthusiastic thoughts about what is ahead. Most people can come up with some things that are exciting about ahead. And I'm excited about it as well. But today I got to give you my best advice. I think it's the best advice that I could ever give anybody, not because I'm anybody important, because I think it's something that all of us, if we just take this advice, would take us to another level, right? So I want to give you my best advice. I can tell you how to tie a shoe. I can tell you how to button a shirt. I can even tell you possibly how to tie a tie. I can tell you how to turn on a car. I can tell you how to draw a picture. I can tell you how to shoot a basketball. Damn, I can even tell you how to cook a steak. Right?
We've all had a
I can give you advice of what not to do when it comes to relationships. I can give you advice of how to run a business and how to structure things. I can give you advice about how to sell something. I can could give you advice about how to create an ad on Facebook. I could give you advice of what to wear. You can ask Mary. Tell her all about it. I could give you advice about a lot of things. But my best advice I could ever give you is to keep going. My best, most powerful advice I could ever give you that I never can outdo or outtop is to keep going. You can go deep in the books of the intellectual beings that are out there, the smartest people that you can find. But I don't think it gets any better than the advice of keep going. I don't think there's not one other powerful thing than that one single simple but powerful piece of advice to keep going. I mean, you can talk about achieving sales and making money. You can talk about having a situation that makes you happy, high-fiving and giving hugs. You can talk about having a bank account that's full and paying your bills on time. You can talk about being successful. You can talk about all your dreams coming true. But I don't think there's anything more powerful than the idea and the advice that I can give you today, and that is to keep going. Who's with me?
Good.
Yes! Now listen, I gotta set the tone for you for just a moment. If you can ride along with me, we'll get to a place in a minute, right? I gotta tell you, there's this urge that all of us feel. There's this feeling that we all come across. Kings deal with it. Presidents feel it. Champions face it. Winners always are thinking about it. Moms and dads and soldiers, it's always knocking at the mind, at the door of the mind, right? Husbands and wives are contemplating it right now. And that's that urge and that feeling to quit. It doesn't matter who you are, what you're facing. It doesn't matter where you've been, right? It doesn't even matter the type of level that you've succeeded at. Every one of these type of people, every one of these type of situations have that overwhelming urge to quit. Am I by myself today? No. Anybody in here ever felt like you wanted to quit? So I'm talking to the right group this morning. 5 years ago, I'm going to tell you a couple of things that are my most vulnerable moments that not a lot of people know. I'm telling you these things not because I want you to feel sorry for me, but I want you to understand that I have had some of the most overwhelming moments of wanting to quit. So I got to paint this picture for you so you can know that I'm not just some guy who runs a company and high fives and is always happy because of the way the bank account looks. I'm a guy who celebrates because I've been through some things, right? Anybody been through some things in here? 5 years ago, I was on break at work, and I went to the little Subway that was in the Walmart that I was working at. I was selling DirecTV, right? And in that moment, I got some information that I had been fighting to believe for a long time. And in that moment, I got information that the person I was with for the last 2 years had been cheating on me for 2 years in a row. I don't tell you that to make you feel sorry for me. I tell you that because in that moment, I wanted to quit. It was so devastating to me as a grown-ass man in the middle of Subway when I stood up to go back to work. I dropped to my knees. It was so hard that day that I didn't want to live anymore because my heart was shattered. And what I thought was some person I should be with and love and care for had just ripped completely any feeling I ever had for anybody right out. Now, we can talk about me being the fool for being in the relationship in the beginning. We can talk about how I should have never been in that situation. We can talk about all those things, and maybe I have a big part to play in that. But the truth is, no one signed up for anybody to be hurt like that, right? No one signed up for that type of opportunity to say, hey, this feels like it's better to quit. Anybody been there before?
Mm-hmm.
That day was a rough day. But somehow, kept going. Another pretty devastating moment in my life that wasn't directly impacted to me, but it was pretty close. I got a phone call one morning, and it was my mom frantic on the other end of the line. And all I could hear her say as I started to make out the voice and what she was saying is that my niece had stopped breathing. My niece was only 4 months old. And she says, hurry, you got to get over there. Your sister's nowhere to be found. So we go over there, and before we got there, before I could even get there, as I drove up in the car, the police had already put up the yellow tape. It was the most horrifying scene that you could ever see, ever. The yellow tape right here in Zephyr Hills was put up at my family's house, where was once a little baby that was just laughing and giggling, and then the next day was wrapped up like a little mummy and put in a van because he's passed away. That was tough, because when I looked at my mom's face, I was shattered because she was shattered. And I looked at my sister's face, and I heard some of the most screeching cries and screams and wails that you can ever hear in your life. It was so devastating that I had to carry my sister through the funeral. I wanted to quit. I literally had to carry her because she had lost her baby. It was tough. A month later, my sister came over to my house and she was talking and she was laughing. And I was so shocked. I asked her a simple question. I said, how in the world are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, just keep going. That's all I'm doing. Just keep going. And I didn't know it then, but that small piece of advice has led me through a lot of hard times. Because a mother can lose a child that she had desperately wanted for years to come, and people had said that she would never have, was snatched from her just like that overnight. So much so that she couldn't walk or even breathe. But somehow she found it inside of herself to say, hey, I'm going to keep going. Man, I was completely in awe of a person who could lose their own child, but could look at me with all the courage and strength she could that day and say, I'm going to keep going. I know how powerful that piece of advice can be. I've seen it happen right in front of me. When every sign and every feeling and every piece of you wants to give up, the most powerful thing you can do is to keep going. You can read all the books in the world, you can get all the advice you can find, you can get coached and mentored, you can go sharpen your skills, you can go get some classes and courses, you can do everything you possibly can do. But the most powerful thing you can do is to keep going. Along the way in this last year, there's been moments where I wanted to quit. There's been moments where it was too tough and too hard, and what seemed like the sacrifice was too much for me to consume. I don't tell you that for you to feel sorry. I'm just telling you because I'm trying to help you understand. me and you and all of you in this room are not alone. We all face the same thing almost every day, the opportunity to quit. We face it every day. The voice in our head, the knock at our door that says, hey, you might want to quit. This thing is too tough. Life is tough, guys. But you got to keep going. You got to keep fighting. Because here's why. The powerful thing about keep going is that somebody else needs to keep going. And when you make that decision to keep going, you don't understand how many people need to know the same exact thing to keep going. I've been faced with some things. I've lost a lot of things. Anybody in here lost anything? I've lost friends. I've lost time. I've lost money. I've lost my dignity. When you stand up in the middle of Subway with hundreds of people standing at you and staring at you, and you're 6 foot and 300 none of your business pounds, and you go drop to your knees because some crazy ratchet ass woman hurt you so bad, you lose your dignity that day. But I kept going. By the way, that day I sold the most DirecTV ever. Somebody needs to know that you keep going. That's why you gotta keep going. Somebody else is waiting for you to tell them to keep going. I thought I was all by myself that day, and maybe in a lot of ways I was, because that day was pretty devastating. I thought, man, my sister, man, we gotta watch her, because she's not gonna wanna live with going through all that stuff. But let me tell you, she kept going. She kept going until the last day, to her last breath. She kept going. She kept going. You guys in here, some of you guys have lost some stuff. You've lost friends. We've lost friends. I've lost friends. Certainly we've lost people that said they're going to do some stuff for us. We've lost family members. Certainly some of you, if not all of you, have lost money and time. Some of you have lost a piece of your heart. But one thing I've never lost is that sense of keep going. I failed tons of times, guys. More times than most of you in this room have even lived. I've failed a lot of times. But nobody, and I mean nobody, can say that I ever quit. But it's not without feeling like I wanted to. It's not without feeling the pressure was too much and too hard, and the heat was too much on me, right? 2019, what you face on that piece of paper. It's exciting to look at those things that are listed on that sheet, but I got to tell you right now, the truth is, I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you the truth. The truth is those things ain't gonna happen without you feeling like you're gonna quit. Those things on that list actually are gonna happen on the other side of that mountain you face called you need to quit. Those things are not gonna come because they are delivered to you hand and mouth like a piece of gold and a piece of food on a plate. They're going to come to you because you decide after Mr. Quit shows up and says, hey, it's time for you to throw in the towel. On the other side of that mountain is that success, is those things listed. I want you to take that sheet and look at it right now as I'm talking to you. I want you to look at that list. I want you to understand something that's important. Every line item, every bullet point, every goal, every dream does not happen without quit being at every corner, at every crossroads, at every valley, at every mountain. Look, quit is sometimes set up shop in your head, guys. Quit seems to sleep in your bed. Quit's on the radio in your car. Quits in your bank account. Quits in the person that you say you love. Quits even in your pocket of your shirts. Quits on your computer. Quits everywhere. As you look at these bullet points right here on this list, you're going to have to look at each one of them and say, look, when quit comes, because I know you're coming, Jugger. You're going to come in every situation and every moment you get. I'm going to do what? Keep going. I'm going to do what?
Keep going.
When it looks like you're counted out, and I promise you, there's going to be moments that you do not want to keep going. There's going to be moments where you juggle whether it's good to keep going, you know, the pros and the cons and the rights and the wrongs, and you're going to say, look, it just seems overwhelmingly that I need to go ahead and throw the towel in. You're going to have those moments. Some of you guys are good at convincing yourself not to keep going. But I'm here to tell you what's on the other side of keeping going is something that you guys can do that's more impactful than what you're facing at that moment. And it's that someone else needs to see you keep going. All of us can count our losses. That's why we listed it on paper and threw them away, right? We can count our losses. We can line item our losses, right? All the moments and all the hurts and the pains and all the things that took us in a direction we didn't want to go. We can list all those things, right? You guys did that, right? Yeah. How many people are relieved to let go of some of those things that happened in 2018? Yes, right? But as you look at this list, guys, this is not just pen on paper for you to have a piece of paper that says what you want to do. This is something that you need to look at. And it's a map, right? And in this journey and in this map, it's actually going to be, you're going to be faced with quit and give up and throw in the towel. But the reason why my best advice and the most powerful advice, in my opinion, is to keep going is because of what's on the other side of when you decide to keep going. There's people that are depending on you to keep going. And I'm not just talking about the loved ones that you see every day or think about in your family. I'm talking about the people you never met. Thank God that people in my life decided to keep going. Thank God that I decided to keep going, because now I'm able to see other people impacted as a result. You guys have to keep going. And 2019 is exciting and it's sexy, and we know we're going to achieve a lot of great things. But let me tell you what 2019 also is going to have. A whole brand new set of give-ups, quits, challenges, and hard times. And you know why? You know why I know that's going to come just as well as I know the successes are going to come? Because when you go to new levels, right? There's always big, nasty new devils, right? There's always something else out there. And the reason why success has happened is not because we just are lucky and have stumbled upon it. It seems like that, right? It's because we decide we want to go through the hard times, and we decide we don't want to quit. We decide that we're willing to face those things and overcome them. There's going to be moments where you don't know how to figure it out. There's going to be moments where you're going to feel overwhelmed. There's going to be moments where you don't know if you can keep going. And there's going to be moments where you've actually already decided that you don't want to keep going. But before you do, right? Franklin Roosevelt said, when you're at the end of your rope, tie knots and hang on. Look, if all you can do is hang on, if all you can do is give it a little bit more time, if all you can do is make one phone call or one text, if all you can do is just to show up, if all you can do is just to get up out of bed and make the most of the day, if that's all you can do, just do that. And my friend, I gotta tell you, everybody in this room, if you can just do that, you're keep going. You're keeping, you kept it going, right? That's what it's all about. And there's gonna be days like that, and you know what, that's okay. That's all right. Because on the other side of this thing, I'm telling you, big wins happen when more people understand that they don't have to give up, right? Kayla, what happens when we keep going?
Your life turns around.
Did you want to give up?
Absolutely.
How many days do you face that you want to give up?
Every day, but that was before I got sober. It's been rough, but it's been amazing.
Keep going, right?
Keep going, Kyla.
Keep going,
Yeah,
Kyla.
keep
Go.
79 days sober.
If we're going to achieve the bigger things in and go to the next level, what's up that ladder, what's up that mountaintop, what's gonna be required to grow in that way, is gonna be a lot of moments of give up, right? It's without doubt that it will be there. The situation is though, are you going to have that attitude and you're gonna have that, idea that you gotta keep going? How many people wanted to give up this year? Just me? Remember, look, people go through hard times, they go through hard things. Keep that plan. I'm gonna have to hire me a DJ. Keep saying that every week. Give me a sound and everything. We're gonna have one in the new building. How many people are excited about the new building? The new building is, it was almost ready, but just not quite ready. So the next time we meet, which will be the new year, but it'll also be in the new building. We're excited about that. We got a lot of space. We got carpet. I know the ladies will be having conference tables, all kinds of great things. So when we meet again next year, we'll be in the new building. I'm excited about that. We can do a lot of great things for us. So, guys, 2019 is about you guys to keep going, but it's also about other people that can keep going, right? And you guys got to be that voice, that coach, that encouragement, keep them going, right? There's going to be people that come to work and have a hard life and are going through some hard times. And we don't want to necessarily give up on them, right? As long as they're willing to be honest and be upfront and face the facts that, look, sometimes what happens at home affects us at work. We're okay with that as long as they're willing to address it and face on, right? But at the end of the day, the best advice we can give is the same best advice I've given you today, and that is to keep going, to make it happen, to keep fighting, right? And sometimes the best punch you got in the fight is to just show up again, right? We want to leave behind what happened in 2018. Right, Sarah Ann?
Yeah.
It was worth the drop in the trash can, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You gotta keep going, right? When we're faced with things that we don't deserve and we didn't know and all hell is broke loose, right? I want you guys to know something. In this room, as dynamic as you guys are, as successful as you guys are, there's a lot of things that happened in this year that almost just about did people in. There's some things that happened in this room with some of these people in here that just about ended them. And so I know you guys, it's real easy to see people show up and dress nice and put a smile on. But remember, when you see them jump up and start to dance and shake what they think they got, maybe it's because they keep going. Right? I got a couple messages that says, man, when I posted yesterday about a job that we're hiring for, I got a bunch of messages, hey man, I want to work for you guys. You guys look like you're having fun.
We are.
The Facebook Lives when we're doing the dances and the music and stuff, they just don't know what we've been through, right? As a company, they just don't know what we've been through as individuals, right? The reason why we're crazy, the reason why we're happy, the reason why we do a little extra, right? And we can be a little extra, right, Christina? Be so extra. That's what supposed to be about. The reason why we're extra, the reason why we're unique, and the reason why we're different, but yet we're powerful, and the reason why we are family is because we decided to keep going. Hey, it's easy to celebrate somebody when everything's good. But where are you at when everything's bad? And so I don't want to do us a disservice by saying, hey, let's get excited about 2019 because we definitely can. I got to tell you the truth. The truth is 2019 has its own set of challenges. Bigger ones, by the way, guys. But I think we're looking at a group of people right now that are up for the task. Who's up for the task?
Yes,
Right? So, I got a new song I want to share with you. Can you play that Keep Going song? It's a little different tune than what, so you guys can wipe away your tears now. Uh-oh, everybody stand up for me. Turn it up. Don't stop. Come on, can't quit. Who got that up? Won't stop. Hey, watch this, right? We're gonna sing the song together, okay? All right, it goes like this. Is it flop or flip first? No flip. All right, and then it says no flop. Then it says no quit.
No hip, no hop.
No quit.
No hip, what?
Drip, no drop.
No quit. What? What's the next one? Oh no, I'm sorry. Won't stop.
Won't stop.
Won't stop. Okay. And then it says keep going. Keep on going.
Keep going.
All right. So it goes no flip. No flop. Can't quit. Won't stop. Keep on going. All right. Let's try it. Play it again. I wrote it wrong. My fault. No flip. No flop. Can't quit. Won't stop. Keep on going. Play it. All right. We'll try it again. Here we go. No flip. No flop. Come on. Can't quit. Yeah. Won't stop. Everybody. Keep on going. Keep on going. Keep on going.